If you're holding a small 1980 Malaysia 50-cent coin in your hand right now, pause for a second. Because what you think it is, and what it actually represents, are two completely different things. Most people look at a coin like this and think, it's old, maybe it's valuable. And that's where almost everyone goes wrong. Because in the real world of coins, age alone means nothing. Now imagine something for a moment. A coin like this once passed through thousands of hands. It was used in busy markets, small shops, bus fares, daily purchases, completely ordinary life. Nobody cared about it. Nobody saved it. It was just money. And now, decades later, the same coin is being searched online, analyzed, and discussed as if it might be something rare. That shift alone is interesting. Because the coin didn't change. People did. Now let's slow down and actually understand what this coin is. The 1980 Malaysia 50 sen is a standard circulation coin. That means it was never designed to be rare, collectible, or special. It was designed for one purpose only, daily use. And that's an important detail most beginners miss. Not every old coin was made to be a treasure. Some coins were made simply to keep the economy moving. This one belongs to that category. But here's where things get deeper. In coin collecting, value is not decided by emotion. It is decided by three things: condition, rarity, and demand. Let's break that down in a real way. Condition first. If a coin is heavily used, scratches, wear, fading, it usually stays at face value or slightly above it. Nothing exciting. But if the same coin is in mint condition, untouched, almost like it just left the mint, collectors may start paying attention. Not because it's magical, but because good condition coins are harder to find after so many decades of circulation. Now rarity. This is where many people misunderstand this coin completely. The 1980 Malaysia 50 sen was produced in large quantities. Millions of them entered circulation. That immediately removes the rare factor in most cases. So in normal conditions, it is not considered a rare coin. But that doesn't make it useless. Because rarity is not only about how old something is, it's about how many survive in collectible condition today. And most of these coins survived, but in worn condition. Now demand. This is the most unpredictable factor. Collectors around the world don't all want the same things. Some collect by year, some by country, some by design, and some just try to complete full sets. And here's where things can get interesting. For a collector trying to complete a full Malaysia coin set, even a common coin like the 1980 50 sen suddenly becomes important. Because without it, the set feels incomplete. So the same coin that feels ordinary in the general market can become necessary in a collector's collection. That's how value can shift, not because the coin changes, but because perspective changes. Now let's talk about something most people don't think about. Every coin has two lives. The first life is when it circulates, when it is used daily, passed from person to person, completely ignored. The second life begins when it is removed from circulation, when it becomes part of collections, storage boxes, and historical records. And the 1980 50 sen coin is now living its second life. Not as money anymore, but as history. Because coins are not just currency. They are physical evidence of an era. This coin represents a time when cash was the only system, when digital payments didn't exist, and when every transaction was physical and visible. That alone gives it historical importance, even if it doesn't have high market value. Now here's a reality check that most beginners don't like hearing. Not every old coin becomes valuable. In fact, most old coins remain common forever. And that's okay. Because value in coin collecting is not only about money. It is also about learning how to observe, how to research, and how to understand history through small objects. Now imagine this situation. Somewhere, someone finds a box of old coins. At first, they ignore them. Then curiosity kicks in. They search online, check catalogs, compare details, and slowly start realizing something important. They are part of a global collecting system where people across different countries are trying to complete sets, preserve history, and study designs. And that's when even a simple coin starts to feel different. Not because it suddenly became rare, but because the person looking at it has changed. Now coming back to the 1980 Malaysia 50 cent coin. Is it a high-value rare coin? No. Is it a modern investment piece? No. But is it meaningless? Not at all. Because it still represents a specific moment in Malaysia's monetary history, when the economy was growing, the currency system was stabilizing, and everyday life was fully cash-based. And sometimes, that is enough reason for collectors to care. Because collecting is not always about profit. Sometimes it's about connection. Now before we end this, think about something simple. The next time you see an old coin in a drawer or box, don't immediately judge it as valuable or worthless. Just look at it. Observe it. Ask where it came from, what era it belongs to, and why it was used. Because every coin has a story. Some stories are about money. Some are about history. And some are simply about time itself. And if you ever start understanding those stories properly, you won't just see coins anymore. You'll start seeing time, culture, and history in your hand. And that is where the real journey begins. And maybe next time you see an old coin, you won't just see a coin, but a story. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.